Okay, real talk, but have you ever watched a creator and thought, why is everyone so obsessed with them? Like, what is it about this person that makes everyone stay, binge all their videos, and then follow them on every platform that they exist on? But here's the secret nobody tells you. It's not luck, it's not the algorithm, and it's definitely not aesthetic videos. There's a system behind it, a formula, four lenses that every magnetic creator uses without even realizing it. And once you understand these four lenses, you can literally transform the way your content feels overnight. And the best part, most creators use only one of the four. So if you use all four, you'll immediately stand out. In this video, I'll break all of them down, but lens number two is my favorite. It's the one that turns those casual viewers into die-hard fans, so make sure you watch till the end. Alright, let's get into it. Now, the first lens that you should be creating your content through is your vibe and your personality. This can be done in two ways, through what your audience hears or through what they see. Let's start with how you can show your vibe and your personality through what they hear. The first way to achieve this is through the way you speak. That is your brand voice. If you want your brand to feel raw, chaotic, and unfiltered, you would speak in a fast paced and more playful tone.
I really hate to alarm everyone, but do you know what time of year it is?
You can see that she talks very fast, is very snappy, and it's almost like she's on FaceTime with her best friend. On the other hand, if you want your brand to feel more calm and grounded, you would speak in a more slower, gentle tone. An example would be a creator like Nabella Noor.
This is your sign to put yourself at the top of your holiday list.
You can see that she speaks in a very soft, slow paced, almost whisper like voice. So you can see how the way you speak contributes to how people perceive your brand. The other way that you can let your personality come through is by the music and the sound effects that you use in your content. For example, sounds like these make you think of something funny, chaotic, and unfiltered, whereas sounds like these make you think of something warm, cozy, and slow. So you can see how the audios you use influence how people see your brand. A simple exercise that you can do is to take a piece of paper and write down three words to describe your personality. Then, based on it, you can decide what pacing or sound would best complement it. But wait, it doesn't end there. The other way that you can let your personality shine, this amazing multifaceted person that you are, is through what your audience sees when they land on your profile or your content. And I'm going to teach you 9 interesting ways to do this, so lock in and listen up. The first way is through your filming style, and under this we have your camera framing. This is what people will see inside the frame of your video. Close-ups feel more intimate and unfiltered, whereas wide shots can feel more professional. Next is the camera movement. Handheld gives a more raw, FaceTiming your best friend kind of feel, whereas if you use a tripod, you appear more professional and polished. This also plays into how you edit your clips. Faster cuts and scene changes will help if you're trying to portray a more chaotic vibe, whereas fewer cuts will make your videos feel more slow and intentional. The other thing is your lighting. Videos shot in natural daylight can feel more open and bright, whereas videos shot under studio or moody lighting can make it seem more warm and mysterious. And number 5 is your background setting. Look at these two pictures. Do you see how the backdrop in each gives a different feel? Number 1 feels more edgy, whereas number 2 feels more soft and open. Okay, now that we've covered filming style, the other way that you can influence how they see your brand is through your visual aesthetic and your branding. The first is the color palette that you choose. Neutral colors will make your brand look more soft and approachable, whereas bold colors will make you appear more edgy. The other small but very significant thing is the fonts that you use in your videos. Handwritten fonts make your brand feel playful, whereas clean sans serif fonts make your brand feel modern. And serif fonts give your brand that elevated, sophisticated feel. Okay, and at number 8, we have your personal style and appearance. You can create a signature look by being consistent with the clothes that you wear, the accessories that you choose, and even small details like your hairstyle. Now, it doesn't have to be the same outfit every time, but when your audience notices recurring elements in your style, it becomes part of your brand identity and makes your content feel more cohesive and memorable. And finally, at number 9 is something many creators overlook, but I think it's a really fun way to show people what you're about, and that is how you write your captions. For example, all caps adds excitement or emphasis, ellipses to create suspense or that casual trailing off effect, asterisks highlight sarcasm or draw attention, and emojis to add that playful touch. Okay, wow. That was a whole masterclass in itself. But remember at the beginning of this video how I told you that there were 4 lenses through which you should create your content. So let's move on to lens number 2, which is the lens of your personal values and beliefs. And by this, I mean letting what you truly believe in guide what you post and how you show up. For example, if faith is central to your life, you can reflect it in the content that you share. A Christian creator might share modest outfit inspiration or talk about how their faith shapes their mindset, routines, and their experiences. If sustainability is a strong value for you, you can frame your content around conscious choices, like styling thrifted pieces or showing your low waist swaps, or even partnering only with ethical brands that align with your beliefs. Here's another example. If you value minimalism, you can center your content around simplicity and intentional living, like creating capsule wardrobes, decluttering routines, or showing how owning less brings you more mental clarity. And this is what separates the creators who blend in from the creators who stand out and build real communities. Because let's face it, people connect with others who share the same values and beliefs as them. Okay, now let's move on to lens 3, which is the stage of life you're in. This is where you use the season of life you're in as the backdrop for everything you create. You can still talk about the topics that you've always loved, but you're just showing how they fit into the season of life that you're now in. For example, if you used to post fashion content and you're now a new mom, you don't stop posting outfits. Instead, you just shift the angle a little bit so now it's like stylish postpartum looks so that it naturally reflects the current stage of life that you're in. This is what gives your audience context behind the content that you create. So you're not just posting, but you're actually telling a story. And finally, the 4th lens is your content pillars. This is where you pick 3 to 4 topics that you want to be known for and rotate your content between them. This helps your audience instantly associate you with certain things and know what they can expect from you. But here's a unique way that you can take your content pillars and make them a bit more interesting, and that is by layering your pillars. A great example of pillar layering is Nara Smith, who blends food and fashion so effortlessly that it has become a part of her signature style. She doesn't just cook on camera, she cooks while wearing stunning outfits. And by layering these 2 pillars, she's not just a food creator or just a fashion creator. She's both. And that unique mix is why people can't stop watching her. Gracie Ritchie is another perfect example of pillar layering because she combines her love for art with her keen eye for fashion in a very seamless and aesthetic way. She doesn't just post outfits, she often paints in them, creates outfits inspired by her art, and even documents her process surrounded by her canvases and her sketchbooks. You're not just watching a fashion reel or an art video, instead, you're experiencing both at the same time. That mix makes her memorable because it shows how 2 different parts of her identity can coexist. And this layered approach is exactly what will make your brand feel unique and memorable. Okay, so here's a quick recap of everything we've talked about. You can take a screenshot and have it with you the next time you sit down to design your brand. And if you made it this far, I think you will love this video next.